language lesson. We'll be talking about adverbs describing verbs, and this lesson is for Tuesday and Wednesday. So go ahead and look at the pages 186, and if you want to look ahead at 187 to review, that could help you. So let's, first of all, what we need to do is we need to review, how do you find an adverb? Well, the easiest way to find an adverb is to first find the verb and then ask the questions where, when, how often, and to what extent. But you have to find the verb first. Then we will be looking at some examples in your book. An adverb which describes a verb can be found anywhere in a sentence. So let's look at your first one, page 186, think A, and it says, underline each verb 2 times, then circle the adverb and draw an arrow from the adverb to the verbs. If the verb has a helping verb, draw an arrow to each part of the verb. Now, sometimes there's going to be multiple arrows. As I was looking through your papers from last week in the adjectives, I didn't see the multiple arrows. So we're going to show you that today. Let's go ahead and look at number 1. On page 186, think A, and it says you should work diligently. Well, the first thing you're going to do is find the verb and underline it 2 times. Then you're going to circle the adjective. The adverb, which in this case is diligently. Now that the questions you're asking, how did they work? Well, they worked diligently. And so your arrow is going to go from diligently to should and work. I need 2 arrows, 1 to each of the words in the verb phrase. Okay? You should work diligently. How should you work? Diligently. So diligently is referring to should and work. Now let's look at number 2. You will see it's a question, so unfortunately the verb is separated by the subject. Your adverb is attentively, and your verbs are did listen. Now, how did they listen? They listened attentively. Okay, and it needs to go to listen, and then you need to do it again to did. Okay, don't forget, there should be multiple neat arrows. So be very careful because the paper can get very messy very quickly. So always be very careful and neat when you're drawing these arrows. So that's how you're going to finish section A. So go ahead and do the rest by finding the verb, then circling the adverb, and then drawing neat arrows to the adverbs back to the verb that it describes. Now let's look at section B, think B. And the directions say underline each adverb. In the blank, write the verb or verb phrase that the verb describes. So here we go. We're going to look for the verb, or the adverb, and it is bravely. Now, what is it defending? Now, if we were doing the other section, we would be drawing arrows, but in this case, they just want us to write the word. Bravely, what did it bravely do? It defended. So kind of we're doing it a backwards way now. They want you to see it verb, adverb, and now they want us to see adverb, verb. Then we look at number 2. He and his men courageously fought the English. The adverb is courageously, and courageously did what? They fought. So that's how you're going to do section B. All right, and the next section that I want to talk about is for your next lesson, which is tomorrow, but I decided to put both on the same lesson so we have less uploading to do for our videos. So you can peek ahead at the next, and it will be, the The page 187 says change the adverbs by adding ly. If the adjective ends with le, then drop the e and just add the y. So here we have quiet, which is an adjective. Now we're changing it to an adverb so it can describe a verb, and all you do in this case is add the ly. In number 2, we have able. You are able to do this. Okay. Now he is he can ably do this. Then what you're going to do is take away the e. When you have an le, take away the e and just add your ly. Okay? So it's not always just adding an ly. You might have to change if you have an le there. So just kind of recognize that. And then for section Think D, your section says underline each adverb, and in the blank write the verb or verb phrase that it describes. So we're going to underline the adverb. In this case, it's solemnly, because a lot of the adverbs have ly. And now we're talking about what is describing. What is solemnly talking about? What verb? In this case, it's talking about preceded, which is right here. Preceded. And in number 2, we look for the adverb, which in this case is naturally. And what is naturally describing? Likes. And in number 5, we're skipping all the way down to number 5, we are looking at the adverb now, describing when. When is he doing what? He's boarding, is boarding. So don't forget the helping verb there, is boarding. All right, boys and girls, so this is the lesson for Tuesday and Wednesday. If you have any questions, make sure you Zoom me in the afternoon, and have a great day.